Victim statements released by the Department of Justice prove that Epstein was working with someone in Hollywood. And new evidence now suggests that this person was Ellen. Ellen is mentioned more than 1,100 times in the Epstein files. And a new voicemail left by one of Epstein's victims was just discovered.
Thanks. Hi, I'm a victim for you about Jeffrey. Her name is, she's been within about a year, less than a year. So you can call her on, get an appointment to meet up with her. Yeah, she doesn't want you at the house, so she said that you can call her. Okay, bye.
Ambulance. That's some sort of sign, but yes. So basically, the activity that we were looking for, that anxious or that quick moving, that was going on the other side of the vehicle. Oh my gosh, he's completely alive.
What the hell?
These voicemails were taken from the office line of Jeffrey Epstein and referred to a victim that was allegedly trying to expose his connection to Ellen. After cross-referencing the time of the call and the emails that Epstein was sending, investigative journalists online have come to the conclusion that this person was none other than Hisha, Ellen's ex-girlfriend. And Hisha died just months after Ellen shut down her show in 2022 and announced she was stepping back from Hollywood.
That the Epstein files reveal Ellen DeGeneres as, and I'm quoting this directly from the posts, Hollywood's most prolific, that she consumed human flesh. Ellen DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals that show up across the investigative materials. Flight logs, communications, third-party interviews, peripheral records.
And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer, yes? Harrison? Yes? All right. Too large? What do you think? I'm going to order some pizza.
This isn't even the worst crime that Ellen is accused of. Emails taken from the Epstein files along with statements made by Ellen herself suggest that she was involved in some horrifying activities. There's even a conspiracy going on right now that Ellen was allegedly involved in the consumption of human flesh. And that's what Hisha was working to expose.
One point is they're not talking about real jerky here. We know that. It's code for something.
Right.
And when you go through some of the other emails that talk about how to refrigerate it, where to store it, how many pounds it is and things like that, your brain goes to some of that Peter Nygaard type world type things.
Absolutely. Now, I've seen these, and I have access to the the index emails as well. It's and I try to go through them when time allows. But yeah, I would guess, if I were a betting man, that they're not talking about actual beef jerky. Not known to be an island treat. I mean, people eat a lot of fish down in the islands, and I'm sure other stuff too. But I mean, to me, this is code for something more nefarious.
There are code words that suggest Jeffrey Epstein and his associates could maybe even be engaging in some sort of consumption. Is that human consumption? Are there code words? There's a lot of talk of beef jerky. There's a restaurant called The Campbell where the owner is listed in some of these documents. Now, that isn't a restaurant that is just proclaiming to serve human meat by any means. But some of this just, it seems that there's a lot of conspiracies that make you wonder. And I saw more emails about torture. And these coded conversations still have a very clear topic. That torture was big. It was a big driver for them. And these were sick people doing very, very sick things.
There has long been speculation that Hollywood was involved in the consumption of human flesh. And the emails sent by Epstein and his co-conspirators prove this. An analysis of hundreds of thousands of emails released by the Department of Justice shows that Epstein was using code words to talk to his elite friends. These code words include food items such as beef jerky, pizza, ice cream, grape, sushi, and white tuna. The context in which these words are being used doesn't make any sense.
The recently released emails from the Epstein files show Jeffrey Epstein was interested in genetic medicine. He paid a researcher at Massachusetts General Hospital for tests that could be used to help create stem cells. Investigators found a $2,000 invoice from 2014 for sequencing part of Epstein's genome. The doctor that he paid also provided an estimate for personalized longevity studies that would use gene editing. He told investigators Epstein was enrolled in the Personal Genome Project at Harvard University.
He was a billionaire
yeah.
freakazoid. You
Yes.
know? And part of his deal, he's in prison in jail up in Canada, waiting, charges all over the globe. But his deal was that he would allegedly impregnate young women in the Bahamas, where he had a huge home, and then have them get aborted and harvest their stem cells of the fetuses to inject in himself as the founder of youth. And we get into this in that documentary. And was Epstein involved in that sort of activity? I don't know.
That's where, and again, we just have to look at what we have and know what we don't yet.
Yeah.
But it's a question.
Yeah,
and you look at the
it's a
context
legitimate
of the jerky
question.
stuff.
Yeah, and when you look at what other billionaire guys have done,
These elites weren't just eating human flesh. They were allegedly harvesting stem cells from human B2. Reports by trusted sources like Chris Hansen, who has been working to expose predators for over a decade, line up with what we've seen in the Epstein files. Epstein even had a research facility on his island where he would invest in stem cells taken from his own children. Allegedly, women would be impregnated and stem cells would be taken from the fetuses.
It's half you're not going to get organ rejection. That's what Epstein was actually, one of his main businesses along with Peter Nygaard. Oh yeah, it's much worse than just, 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls. They want you to just stay in that area and never get down the rabbit hole. That's the entrance to the rabbit hole, is 14, 15-year-old girls. No, down in the rabbit hole. Down in the rabbit hole is women getting pregnant with the man's own, so it doesn't get genetically rejected. Central African women, because they have dominant genes, and the stem cells are about 100 times better. Just a fact for health effects. And then the woman has an abortion at 8 months. They suck the baby dry of its bone marrow, its blood, and in multiple transfusions, put it into the rich old men and rich old women. And that's what Peter Nygaard, that's public, by the way, and not public, Epstein did, though it's leaked. He was into cloning and hundreds of babies of his own and underground medical facilities at Zorro Ranch, and all these medical chairs and all this stuff. Oh yeah, that's what they do.
Going back to Hollywood, who was the one person using her platform to normalize using stem cells from humans to stay young? You guessed it, it was Ellen. Ellen wasn't even trying to hide her alleged involvement in the disgusting things Hollywood is now being exposed for. In one episode with Sandra Bullock, Ellen and Sandra Bullock openly discussed her use of adrenochromes extracted from and laughed about how it kept them young.
Let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean.
Ellen has long been suspected of being involved with Epstein. Back when the Department of Justice first released images of Epstein's island, people were quick to notice how a temple on the island matched exactly with what Ellen had on her show. For some weird reason, it's like Hollywood likes to flaunt its secrets in your face.
You know that Ellen DeGeneres' stage set is exactly the same as on Epstein Island, with all the couches, the same colour, the same soft furnishings, palm trees, window, everything to the T. And I'm like,
really?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, aren't we getting some up now?
Getting some up now on our screen?
Yeah, there's palm trees. You're right.
But look at the backdrop behind her, striped building.
No. Emma, there's
palm
nothing to
trees.
see here.
But don't berate her.
I'm not berating, I'm just saying.
I'm going to look for...
There's also been a lot of talk about the crown and skeleton symbols from Jean-Michel Bassio's art, which both Jay-Z and Ellen have been seen wearing lately. Some investigators think these symbols are a nod to the elite's occult connections. There are even claims that these specific images match disturbing files found on Epstein's laptop that allegedly link high-profile politicians to ritualistic antiquing.
Will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her?
We know for a fact that Epstein was working with celebrities within Hollywood. Court documents taken from Ghislaine Maxwell's court case days before Ellen announced she was shutting down Ellen show that Epstein allegedly made deals with 25 different celebrities to bring them over to his side. These celebrities were tasked with cleaning up Epstein's image and connecting him to young talent within the industry. Some critics of Ellen claimed she was one of these celebrities, and the fact that she shut down her show and vanished from the spotlight just as Maxwell's deposition began, that's a pretty big red flag for them.
According to a newly filed court document, Ghislaine Maxwell, the former associate of Jeffrey Epstein, she was convicted of trafficking money, sentenced to 20 years in prison. She claims that 25 men, maybe friends, associates of the deceased financier, have been protected under secret settlements, secret deals, and that this information was not revealed to her during her trial. This is on top of what she claims are 4 other individuals, alleged co-conspirators, who were never charged. Obviously, I have thoughts. Is she telling the truth, particularly given her past, in light of what she's trying to do now? If this is true, number one, wow. And who are these people? What is a secret settlement? Can we ever find out? Can the public ever find out? So I'm made of questions. I'm bringing on an expert right now.
Then there's the fact that the 2 people who could have exposed Ellen both ended up dying around the same time this deal was exposed. The Ellen show ended in May of 2022. By the end of the same year, Stephen Twitch boss, Ellen co-producer and alleged best friend of 8 years, and Aunt Hitchcha, her ex-girlfriend, had both died under extremely mysterious circumstances.
In May 2002, the Ellen DeGeneres show was canceled, and then 2 months later, Anne Hesh, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel, but I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of close people around you dying in weird ways. But I don't know. Anyways, this is my driver. And I went to the Ellen show once, and she gave me Magic Mike Live tickets. Anyways.
Stephen Twitch boss even left a note before his death where he allegedly mentioned his time on the Ellen show being a huge source of burden that was forcing him to take this extreme step.
More tonight about the tragic side of Stephen Twitch boss and the detailed steps he took to hide his plans. TMZ is reporting when Twitch left his home the day before he took an Uber to a motel about a mile away. At the motel, he switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach him. The motel manager says he checked in under his own name and never left his room. We also now know that Twitch left his note. Details have not been made public, but TMZ reports the note alluded to challenges Twitch had faced in the past. Entertainer Tyler Perry knows firsthand what that is like.
I want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit a couple of times because it was so dark. I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away, and stay in my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life.